Retired NBA player Stephen Jackson was not prepared to see his longtime friend George Floyd being murdered at the hands of a Minneapolis police officer when someone shared the viral video with him. Jackson spoke passionately about his friend at a peaceful rally last week in his honor.
I'm here because they're not going to demean the character of George Floyd.
That's right. That's right.
My twin. A lot of times when police do things that they know that's wrong, the first thing they try to do is cover it up and bring up your background to make it seem like the that they did was worthy. When was murder ever worthy? Never. But if it's a black man, it's approved. You can't tell me when that man had his knee on my brother's neck, taking his life away with his hand in his pocket, that smirk on his face didn't say I'm protected.
That's right. That's right.
The entire nation is reeling after the death of Floyd, an African-American man killed by a white police officer. Derek Chauvin caught on video kneeling on his neck for over 7 minutes. Floyd's death has sparked protests against police brutality. Those protests have featured a number of prominent athletes. Boston Celtics forward Jaylen Brown drove 15 hours from Boston to Atlanta to participate in protests there.
It's a peaceful protest, but I definitely want to, being a celebrity, being an NBA player don't exclude me from no conversation at all. First and foremost, I'm a black man, and I'm a member of this community, and I grew up on this soil, so I want to say that first and foremost, but it's a peaceful protest. We walking, and that's it. Raising awareness. Some of the injustices that we've been seeing is not okay. And as a young person, you gotta listen to our perspective. Our voices need to be heard. I'm 23 years old. I don't know all the answers, but I feel how everybody else is feeling, for sure. No question.
Fellow NBA standout Trae Young spoke at a peaceful protest, and many others have walked with people asking for change.
This country is in a messed up place right now. And for me, I just think it's important that we all stick together and we stand up for what's right. And it's not just going to take just me. It's not just going to take just you. It's all of us coming together and doing this as a collective unit. And I feel like justice will be served and changes will be made if we all come together, and this is us doing it.
Some of the biggest names in sports, including stars Michael Jordan, Derek Jeter, Tom Brady, and Tiger Woods, using their voices. The NBA great Jordan says on his social media that he is deeply saddened, truly pained, and plain angry. MJ says he sees and feels everyone's pain, outrage, and frustration, adding, "I stand with those who are calling out the ingrained racism and violence toward people of color in our country." Met star Pete Alonso plans to use his platform too. Joining an ever-growing chorus of stars, the 25-year-old first baseman and reigning National League Rookie of the Year posted a statement to Instagram. He calls for justice and vows to fight for those who face racial discrimination. Lewis Hamilton, the first and only black driver in Formula One, took to social media as well to express his anger that nobody from F1 is using their voice to speak out and spread awareness. Hamilton wrote on Instagram, "I see those of you who are staying silent, some of you the biggest of stars, yet you stay silent in the midst of injustice." F1 would post a statement. Many drivers would stand tall, and as is the case around the sports world and America. Blackout Tuesday became a rallying cry for the movement. The violent protests put the coronavirus pandemic on the back burner and essentially soured some positive news in that regard, as well as the potential return of some sports and the actual return of others because of it. The NBA is working on a July return featuring 22 teams in Orlando with an NBA final in October. The NHL has a plan to restart with a 24-team playoff in 2 hub cities. That format welcomes the upstart New York Rangers. something that had to bring some smiles to the faces of New Yorkers during quarantine. And then there was the actual return of racing itself. NASCAR has been in the fold for a couple of weeks, and now IndyCar is back, returning this past weekend in Texas. I spoke with former Indy 500 and series winner Tony Kanaan about what he missed most about the sport.
What I missed the most, it's really that feeling that, it's race week. Like, I woke up today, I was like, man, we're racing Saturday. So I'm got to watch my workout. I can't go as hard because it's what I've been doing for the past, 8 months. So I missed that. I missed that anticipation. I missed that. Tomorrow we're going to have a team meeting. We're going to talk about the race. We're going to watch the last year's race and then evaluate that I've lived for so long. That's what I'm missing.
Five-time series champion and fellow Indy 500 winner Scott Dixon spoke about the growth of the series and its comparison to Formula One. But even with IndyCar back, it's been hard for everyone to overlook how difficult 2020 has been so far. Has the pandemic re-energized your hunger for the sport? And has the state of the world, both the pandemic and the protests, led you to believe that we need racing and sports now more than ever?
It's been such an unusual, bizarre, sad year for so many people in so many ways. Not being able to go racing, to answer the first part of your question, definitely has, never need to have that spark relit, but certainly kid in the candy shop kind of thing. I'm just excited to get back to the track, mate. If motorsport or sport is the thing that can help unite people just to make current situation even just 1% better, I would go to Texas tomorrow. I would get on a flight now and I would go.
Everybody is stressed. Everybody struggled. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, with this situation, it's just hurting our entire life. And to be able to see something excited, the sport is just the name of it. I think it's a good that one of that is us, and in IndyCar is one of the first international sport to open the world that they're making people get back on energy and an excitement.
I'm excited to get down there. I'm nervous. I think everybody's nervous. If you're not nervous, I'd be concerned about the head that you have on your shoulder. You're going to probably one of the most intense tracks of the year, and you're going there without testing. You're going there without much practice. You're going there without knowing what these tires may bring for us this weekend. You're going there without knowing, what exactly is the aero screen going to do to us on a track like that. I don't think it's going to do much. Visually, it will be a little bit different. But the weight and all of these sorts of things. So a lot of questions to be answered. But at the end of the day, it's the same for every single one of us. And I know that Takuma and I and our team are well prepared. Our guys have worked extremely hard. The engineering corps has never stopped working throughout this process. And, I hope that we can come out and be very strong. I think no doubt whoever's the best prepared is who's going to have the most success this weekend.
And of course, the grandson of the great Mario Andretti, a new friend to BronxNet, said it best: the world needs sports. He and Andretti teammate Alexander Rossi echoed similar sentiments in speaking on the return of IndyCar.
I'm anxious, but I think I'm most excited. I think it's been, it was a long off season to begin with part availability with the windscreens and stuff like that. So there was limited testing to begin with. And then obviously when COVID hit it, everybody was just kind of on hold. So really, really excited to get going. I think the world needs more sports, not just us. So it's a good thing to get going.
It's really, really cool, really exciting. As Marco said, I think the world needs sports, needs entertainment, needs positivity. I'm excited to get there and, not only put on a show for people, but also get our season started and pick up where we left off at the end of last year.
Yes, the world needs healing more than ever. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay tuned for more Open after this.